Hi everyone, it's Misha again from the Putnam County Library System, and today we're going to be doing something pretty cool. So everyone knows what a piece of yarn is. It's just a turned and woven piece of string, and you can make different things. You can crochet out of it and you can knit out of it. But what if you could do something else with it? What if you could braid it? Now, most of us know how to braid, right? It's just three pieces and you just kind of weave them together. But there's a different kind of braid. And this kind of braid is called a Lucet cord. Now, Lucet cords have been used for almost 800 years. They're one of the first kinds of complex braided cording. What makes a Lucet cord so special is that it is square in shape. So you can see this has four sides to it. It's also kind of elastic. It's got a little bit of a spring to it. And unlike most braided cords, if you give it a snip, you can pull it, a little bit of it will come out, and then it ties itself off again. So it will not unravel when you cut it. There are other kinds of braided cords, like the Japanese kumihimo cord. And the kumihimo cords are very beautiful. And they're 6 or 8-sided. The big difference with them is that you have to pre-measure every piece. That is, you have to decide that you want your cord to be 3 feet long and make it 3 feet long. Because of the way a Lucet cord is made, it only requires one piece of yarn, and so you can make it as long as you want. Your only limit is how long you want it to be. You can make it 3 feet long, you can make it 30 feet long. You could probably make it a mile long if you really were feeling up to it. These cords are very, very strong, and they were first made by the Vikings using a tool called a lucet. Now, a lucet is a simple forked tool. It looks like a tuning fork or a slingshot. And I have one here. This is actually a reproduction of one that was found archaeologically, and it's made from the left humerus of an elk. Okay, so that's an elk right there. And the humerus is this bone right here. So it's made from the humerus of an elk. You can see it's hollow inside, which allows the cord to come out the bottom as I'm making it. Alternatively, most people would take the cord and they would run it down here, out here, and back in here and down the bottom. This keeps a little bit of tension on the bottom of the cord. The reason I didn't do it for this one is because the holes are a little too small for the cord that I'm making, and it doesn't fit through very smoothly. Now, lucets are very easy to use. Anybody can use them. All you're doing is taking one cord and then looping it over and pulling it snug. Then you flip your lucet over and you repeat that. And you just keep doing that until you have a cord of the length that you want. Now, the lucet cords were first made by the Vikings about 800 to 900 years ago. They used them for just about everything, for braiding hair, for hanging around your waist to hang pockets and pouches from. They used it to tie straps shut. Thicker ones could be used to tie down, like as actual ropes to tie things on ships. These were multi-use tools and multi-use pieces of cord that were incredibly strong. So we're going to make one today. Now, this project requires that you have picked up a lucet from your local library. All of our libraries have a craft-to-go bag that has a lucet inside. And we look like a little bit more of the more modern lucets, and that ours is made out of wood. We didn't have any bone to carve up. So these tools are available at your public library. They're yours to keep. You just have to make sure you've come down and pick one up. Inside the bag that it's attached to, you'll also have a little bobbin that is full of yarn for you to use to make your first cord with. Lucet cords can be made into a great number of things. They make beautiful bracelets and jewelry, wonderful cords for bags and things like that. And what we're going to do today is just make a basic cord out of it. So one of the things you can do if you're familiar with finger crocheting, you just loop the cord and keep pulling it through itself over and over again. And eventually you'll have a lovely cord, and you're going to have enough yarn to make a cord like this. But when all is said and done, you get this pretty kind of chain link braided cord that you can untangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera down so you can actually see my hands working and see how to use your Lucet a little bit better up close. Alright, so you can see here we have our replica bone Lucet, and here we have our wooden ones that we have at the library. They both work in exactly the same way. All you do is, you'll see I have 2 loops already over my prongs. I'll take one and put it on top, and then pull it over, and then just pull it snug. Flip it over and repeat on the other side. It's that easy. But what you're going to be using today are these lovely wooden ones. So they work the same way. This is your little bobbin. It has your yarn on it, and it's made so that you can easily pull the yarn out from between the little cracks, but when you let it hang by itself, it won't unravel and have yarn spilling all over the place. So you want to start by getting a bit of yarn out, and you want to feed it through the hole in the center. This isn't super necessary, although it helps a lot, especially when you're trying to keep your cord kind of, managed once it gets really long. It will come out of here, and based on the way you hold it, it will actually kind of automatically wind around your handle as you go. So pull out some of your yarn and pull it through, and what you do is you kind of make a figure 8. So you're going to go around one side and then back in around the other, and then flip it over, and you're ready to start. You're going to take the bottom loop here and pull it up over the top. Give it a tug to tighten it up. It takes a few turns for it to kind of sort itself out and start looking like a proper braided cord. But after a few turns, you'll notice that it doesn't take long at all for you to actually get a nice little cord started already. Now, whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't pull it too tight, because if you make it super duper tight, it loses that kind of springy elastic quality. So you want it to still be a little loose, a little stretchy, just kind of evenly snug. If you have to take a break and put your cord down, you will want to remember which side you left off on. This is pretty easy to do. If you take a look at my cord, let's move it out of the way right there, you can see that my my braid is kind of off to one side. So you see how the yarn is on this side of the prong? Well, that side is done, and now you need to do this side. So even if you kind of lose your step and forget where you're at, and you put it down, and then you walk away and you come back later, when you look at it, you'll see the yarn's on this side, meaning that's done, so I need to flip it over and do the other side. If you ever mess up, it's very easy to back up. You just take one of your sides off and give it a gentle pull, and you will actually undo what you just did, and you can pull out more yarn on this side, pull out more on the other side, and put it right back on your lucette and pick up where you left off. So if you make a mistake, no worries. It's very easy to undo. Now we're going to flip this video over so you can see how to do it right-handed, for those of you who are right-handed, because it is actually very difficult to figure this out if you're trying to figure it out backwards. So let's flip the video over. As you can see, it works in exactly the same way. It's just backwards from us left-handed people. So I hope you had a lot of fun learning about the Lucet, this wonderful medieval Viking tool that's been around for 800 or 900 years. I hope you use it to make some really cool things. And stay tuned, we're going to be learning how to use a circle loom later, and you'll be able to make some woven mats of fabric out of yarn that you can use for various crafts, and then we'll go and put them all together and show you how to make something really cool. Thank you for joining me today, and we hope to see you again soon for another great video. Take care.